I believe the Lakers are the only team that wanted Russ last season. And that's what happens when you're the only one that wants something, Skip. Skip, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the 90s, guys used to get cars and they line it with Louis Vuitton or MCM, or they would have head buster in the headrest. I say, you better find somebody else that calls himself head buster, or you're going to be stuck with that.
Yeah.
You got Russell Westbrook. You better find somebody else that love him as much as you do, or you're going to be stuck with that.
Yep.
And that's what they're finding themselves, being stuck with Russ, Skip, because nobody wanted him as much as they did. So now, you're right. It's going to have to, because I don't believe you can trade him straight up, player for player. You're going to have to get teams the other teams, one or two teams involved, Skip. Somebody that's going to want draft picks, somebody that's going to want a player that can help them, bring people into a building and something like that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. LeBron is like, hold on, bro. It is not an accident he hadn't signed that extension. He knows, Skip, even healthy, I don't believe they can win with Russ because he doesn't fit AD and LeBron. Kyrie fits better. Kyrie can catch and shoot. Kyrie can finish 100 times better at the rim than Russ. He's not going to turn the ball over like Russ. So with that being said, it doesn't matter who's the better player. It's a matter who's the better fit. Because a lot of times, Skip, things might look well, but does it work? Does it fit? Skip, and I do this with my wardrobe. Things that look good to the naked eye. I was like, oh, man, that thing look good. And then I put it up to that camera lens, and it's vibrating. So now the person at home go like, what the hell you got on, man? That thing more red, which blends, the pixels are too small. But
you actually check your
wardrobe
of course. The camera?
Yeah, yes.
That's egomaniac.
They don't ego, man. I got to be right. They expect shit. They expect Unc to bring it every week.
Really, do they?
So that's what I'm saying, Skip. Look, I'm not saying Russ. I believe Russ, in the right situation, can play. But with AD and LeBron, 1-2 or 2-1, whichever one you want to put him, Russ being the third option, him needing the ball, Russ has really never had to play without the ball. He's not like D-Wade. D-Wade was a slasher, could dive and cut. LeBron hit him, boom, he gonna get his 20-plus point and get it in an efficient manner. That's not what Russ is. Russ is gonna stand around like, oh, y'all not gonna give me the ball, I just stand over here and chill there. And the turnovers and the inability to finish because he's not as athletic, so the finishing at the rim is a problem. We know Kyrie ain't got no problem finishing at the rim. Right hand, left hand, English, kids, backspin, mid-range, three-pointer, he got it all in his bag. Now the difference is, Skip, we're not going to question Kyrie's ability on the floor. It's his ability to get his butt to the floor. And that's where the teams are like, hold on, wait a minute. So you want me to give you $50 million and you told me this is not the most important thing? You want me to give you $50 million and you might take a day here or a day there and not show up for work? So that's why it's become teams are not beating the Skip. Kai's what, 30? And like teams should be.
I don't think he's 30 yet.
29? Yeah.
Maybe he turned 30.
Skip, shouldn't people be a guy this skilled? He gave you 27, 6, and 4. Guys, you should be beating down this man's door. A 50, 40, 90 guy?
Yeah, you're also the guy who's told me you can't trust him. Okay.
They realize.
Yes.
But for some reason, LeBron believes he can. LeBron got 3 great years out of Kyrie.
He did.
And he believes that he could replicate that. And maybe Kyrie realized the error of his ways. He said, you know what, man, time out for this. I've tried to do it at Boston.
That's correct.
I tried to do it with my best friend, KD, and for whatever reason, that didn't work. I believe this is a better fit. I'm not saying Kyrie overall historically is a better player than Russ, but I believe because he's a better fit, this would be a better deal for the Lakers. And I understand Jeannie does not want to give up those draft picks, Skip, but at this point in time, you're the Lakers. You're about winning championship. Damn them picks.
Before I answer, just a quick aside, this black outfit that I wear every Friday, you don't have to test it against the camera. You don't have to test it anywhere. You can put any kind of light on it. It just flat out looks good.
Man, I can't tell you.
It's good. It just looks good. It doesn't matter. Daylight, night light, it doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to tell you something and use that against me.
All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Back to reality, because reality sets in here, and I want this to happen. For your sake, our show's sake, for the Laker Nation's sake, I want to see Kyrie and LeBron James reunited. I think it would be the story of the year. I think it would be great theater, and I agree with your whole premise. I think Kyrie Irving would be on his best behavior with LeBron because he grew up and wised up and figured out, I blew that.
Yeah.
I had something that was pretty special, very special, and I blew it up because I thought I was that guy, and I'm not that guy. I can't do this by myself, but I can do it with him.
Right.
And we can be co-stars.
Right.
And he knows how to handle me, and I know how to fit in with him.
Right.
So I give you all that. It would be superb theater to watch those two try to refigure out what they had for those 3 years.
Right.
And I believe they'd be great together.
I do too.
And I think right now Kyrie Irving is 10 times the player Russell Westbrook is. And I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. 10 times.
I definitely believe he's a better player as we sit here and we discuss this topic today. Now, that's going to be remain to be seen, Skip, when both careers are done. Russ is a top
I'm just
70.
talking about right here,
Oh, yeah,
right now.
right now. Kyrie's a better player, yeah. And he's a better player and a better fit.
For all the reasons you just detailed, listen, Russell Westbrook was an all-time unmitigated disaster last year. I've never seen anything like it. I'm still a little bit in shock by it because every time we talk about it, I think, did that really happen?
Yeah.
Worst hands I've ever seen in all my years covering any kind of basketball. Couldn't hold on to the basketball, couldn't hold on to it as he got to the rim. The ball goes flying left, right, up, back, over, under. It's just, you can't hang on to the basketball.
Right.
Led the league in turnovers for much of the year till he sat the last 3 games. The worst three-point shooter, the 4th worst free throw shooter. It's just, you can't overcome it.
Right.
So my question back to you from the start, now let's get back to reality TV. Who would want that? Well, nobody would except our friend Brian Windhorst, my friend Brian Windhorst. Do you know Brian?
I don't know him.
But he's a great guy. But anyway, he does a great job at ESPN. But he floated this theory. Well, I've been floating it on the show. The only team I see would be the third-party team, would be what's left of my San Antonio Spurs, because it's pretty clear to me they're about to tank next year. They gave up DeJounte Murray, and they got draft picks back.
Right.
They got Gallinari back, and they immediately, that's a salary dump, you know, that's a cap move.
It look like they want that big 7'2" or 7'3" French kid, Skip. But ain't no guarantee you gonna get him. That's out of
unless you're so bad that your odds are so good to win the lottery that you do hit the lottery. And I can't pronounce his name. Just call him Victor. I can't pronounce. I think it's Nimiyama, something like that. But he's 7'2", and they say he's the next real deal.
Well, Skip, I saw him in a photo standing next to Chet Holmgren, and he's towering
over Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
Okay, so I get it. But they're the only one. There are 2 teams with the cap space, but they're the one team that has enormous cap space that could take on the 47 just to eat the 47, just to get it off the books.
And to get those draft picks.
And maybe you could try to sell to Spurs Nation Russell Westbrook for 1 year. Well, I don't think they're buying because they're spoiled rotten in a great way, because it seems like yesterday it was Duncan Parker and Ginobili and Kawhi.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To Russell Westbrook? It's going to be hard for me to watch if that's what happens, but that's the only way, is to go third team.
You got to get a third team.
Now back to the premise here. And I do believe what Brian Windhorst said on ESPN. He said, I can't articulate how little LeBron cares about the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. He could not care less about it.
No.
Well, yeah.
It's 2022.
Okay.
LeBron's going to be long. I promise you.
Yes.
LeBron will be long gone in 2029.
Okay.
Even he can't hold off Father Time that long.
Okay. So what happened? He and AD pushed for Russell Westbrook. It was a bad idea. It was a bad decision. But to your credit, you first guessed it. And you said this is a bad idea. It's not even just a bad fit. He's just a bad player at this stage and age. I'm sorry. He plays completely out of control basketball. And if you can't shoot, you can't even make amends. Right. Right.
And that's what happens, Skip. If you're not the first option, because the second option, third option, guy's going to get shots. They leave him wide open. LeBron drives, he kick. It's always, guess who's in the corner wide open for a 3? Russ. When LeBron kicks and he dishes it back, guess who's always wide open? Russ. That's not an accident.
And it got to the point that at home games, as soon as Russ would look to shoot it, the crowd saying, no. Well, you can't.
No, you can't play like that.
You can't win with
That's your crowd. You understand on the road, Skip. I expect to get booed. If I go to an opposing stadium, Skip, you expect to get booed.
Absolutely.
Damn, my own crowd?
Oh,
2 minutes, 3 minutes into the game, and they're already booed. Skip, it's a 42 or a 62 ball game, and I get the ball. No! Oh, man.
So Jeannie Buss, this I know about her. She's tough, and she's proud, and she's strong. And if she digs in, as her father taught her to dig in, she will dig all the way in. And it feels like she's basically saying, we let LeBron and Anthony have Russ, and it was bad idea. We all agree on that. And we're trying to get out from under it. But can we get out from under it? Should we do everything in our power to give up our future if we have to give up those picks to get Kyrie back? Is Kyrie really the answer for LeBron? Well, I would say yes, he is the answer to make you much better than you were last year.
Jeannie, if you don't start winning some more games, 2029, you will not be in position to make that decision.
Okay. But as Brian Windhorst also points out, this whole league is in a new mode of trying to win back control from the
players.
superstars.
Yes, absolutely.
From the super duper stars.
Yes.
From the KDs, from the Kyries, from the Jameses, from the LeBrons.
Correct.
And so Jeannie is fighting against her better judgment. Her better judgment is, from her father, was, I got to regain control. I got to re-seize control of this franchise. I can't let LeBron have his way this time. We have Russ next year. We have a new coach. I've mandated to that new coach, fix this. Make Russ work. I don't think Darvin Ham can fix it. I'm like, poor man. I pity him.
But let me ask you this. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they stay status quo. They keep Russ. Bron doesn't sign that extension. Bron walks out the door.
Okay.
Now, who do you think's coming? What superstar is going to be available and says, "Oh, I want to go play. I want to go play in LA." I understand it's LA.
I know what Jeannie would answer you right now. We are the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what she would say. And whoever we could get, we'll say, we want you, and we'll start over with you, right? We're just Laker tradition, just Laker fame will prevail over any single player.
Remember, they thought that with LaMarcus Aldridge, and he said no. Dwight Howard came for 1 year, and they tried to re-sign him, and he said no. Because so it's not the allure of playing with the Lakers when you're not in championship. Because I think the thing is, yes, Skip, the guys are, and you hear Drummond say, guys are making business. Guys are making business decisions about, plus, I want to make a business decision, what's in the best interest of me, the business, Kevin Durant, Inc., LeBron, Inc., with a chance to win titles on the top of that.
Okay.
So it's going to be hard, Skip, if LeBron James walks out that door and you just play with Anthony Davis. Now, you just told me Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. So what superstar wants to sign up with that?
Okay, yet I believe Jeannie is playing a game of chicken with LeBron because she doesn't believe that LeBron won't sign the 2-year extension because she doesn't believe LeBron wants to play anywhere but in Hollywood because he's got the best of both worlds.
Well, we go to the Clippers next year.
Okay. Well, would you?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. I don't think you would. And she doesn't think you would either.
We would. Don't tempt the Skip.
Would you go back to Cleveland just because they're on the rise?
No.
No.
Don't tempt the Skip. Don't force me to do something I don't want to do.
Well, I don't think you would do it, and I think Jeannie is correct about that. That the LeBron just wouldn't do it. So it's edging to me toward Jeannie just saying, "You wanted him, you got him next year. $47 million. We're paying him. We're not going to eat it. We're just going to just see it through." That's what I think she's going to do.
Don't you want? I mean, get that off your books. Don't you want $47 million off your books, Jeannie?
Well, I don't know. There's no way the Nets want Russell Westbrook. That's the one thing I do know for a fact. They do not want.
It's looking like don't nobody want it.
Well, it's very possible.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.